Hello, you guys. My name is Kyra, and we'll be unveiling regional pesticide dynamics in Europe. So, pesticides or plant production products are chemicals that are used to manage weeds, fungi, and insects. Their use varies from land to crop. In this study, we compared two countries, France and Poland, countries that have differing agricultural practices to explore how pesticide emissions differ at a regional level. Using unsupervised learning techniques helped us to identify patterns in data without using predefined labels. For the methods, we used a public data set that contained 29 countries, 6 land cover types, and 309 pesticide substances across 770 EU regions. We summed pesticide emissions for each region and normalized the data. Lastly, we used three dimensionality reduction techniques, PCA, TINSNI, and UMAP, to simplify the data while preserving structure. We also used k-means clustering to group the region with similar pesticide profiles. The plots show region clusters based on land cover and emission type, and the heat map below shows how different pesticide use categories align with specific land cover type like Arab KG and fruit KG, where the darker squares are the regions with the most pesticide usage.
Thank you. I am Prachi. I'll now walk you through the core results of our analysis and how each method revealed patterns in pesticide uses across Europe, especially in France. We applied three-dimensionality reduction techniques PCA, TISNI, UMAP to visualize and cluster countries based on pesticide use. Each method gives us a slightly different lens through which to observe underlying structures in the data. Let's begin by looking at the six scatter plots which show how land types such as arable land, olives, grass, trees influence the PCA output. The color gradients helps us to see which variables are most influential in separating countries. Each plot shows a 2D projection of multidimensional pesticide data using PCA, and the dot represents a country. If you see the first plot, a strong gradient from red to blue across the PCA space results in a higher proportion of arable land are grouped together on side of the PCA plan, suggesting this land type is a major factor influencing pesticide usage patterns. Likewise, the other pattern we can see arable and olives appear to be the strongest drivers. Moving down to the bottom row, we focus specifically on France and compare PCA, TISNI, UMAP represent the same data when colored by k-means clustering. The plot uses PCA to project high-dimensional pesticide usage data into a 3D space using first three principal components. From a 3D figure, clusters are not sharply separated, especially between the regions with similar land use. And PCA gives a broad overview of variance but struggles to clearly separate groups in nonlinear data. From a TISNI projection, it preserves local relationship between points nearly regions close together, and however distance between clusters is not meaningful. Overall, TISNI gives better local separation than PCA but sacrifices the ability to interpret structure. And the last UMAP projection, it shows distinct and clear separation between France and Poland regions. Clusters are more evenly spaced with less overlap, helping to visually isolate different regional pesticide use behavior. This is why we recommend UMAP as the most effective method. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Azizur Rahman. Thanks to my teammates for the walkthrough. Let's now turn our focus to the comparison between France and Poland. In the bar chart in log scale on the top right side of the poster, we can observe how total pesticide use differs across land types in these two countries. Both countries use a high number of pesticides in arable lands, but Poland uses slightly in the volume more. France, on the other hand, use more pesticides in vineyards and food producing lands. This makes sense when we consider that France has a more diversified agricultural system driven by artisanal food culture, vineyard heritage, and European Union subsidies through the Common Agricultural Policy. Poland, with a greater arable land per capita and focus on mass crop dairy production, shows a different pesticide use profile, especially more concentrated in cropland. Now, looking at the PCA plot on the right middle section of the poster, each dot represents a region, and the clustering shows a general overlap between the two countries, suggesting comparable usage patterns for many regions. However, the third plot on the bottom right, our 3D UMAP projection colored by k-means clustering, offers a deeper look. Here, France regions are marked as circles and Polish ones as squares. The tight grouping and overlap suggest shared pesticide use behaviors, but some Polish squares appear farther apart, indicating certain regions in Poland have distinct pesticide uses patterns, likely due to crop specialization or farming practices. Together, these visualizations show how unsupervised learning can reveal meaningful spatial patterns from any complex datasets. Thank you.